I'm Lucia Watson. I'm the former chef and owner of Lucia's restaurant in uptown Minneapolis. I'm happily retired now, and I spend some of my time volunteering at the Raptor Center. The Raptor Center is an amazing place, and I love it so much that I even joined their board. What the Raptor Center does is they ensure the health of raptors and the world we share with them. It does this through education, through research, and through rehabilitation. It's a great place, and I hope today on Give to the Max Day, you'll consider making a generous donation to support their work. I work as a volunteer in the veterinary clinic, where I help the veterinarians really from all over the world who are training with the Raptor Center to rehabilitate and help injured birds. So I wanted to make something special for you today to demonstrate, and I was thinking, what on earth could I make that would have anything to do with raptors? And I thought, well, why not make something as light as a feather? So I'm going to demonstrate making raspberry soufflés today. It's very simple, it's fun, it's easy, and let's get started. So the ingredients I'm going to use today are quite simple, really. I have these local Minnesota raspberries that have been frozen. I have sugar, I have powdered sugar, I have pure vanilla extract, and I encourage you to always use good vanilla. Some lemons, some beautiful local butter, local eggs, and a little bit of cream of tartar. And we're gonna make our soufflés in these cute little French ramekins. So we're going to start by making our raspberry coulis, which is really just a thick puree of raspberries. I've got about 3 cups of raspberries here. I'm going to add about a half a cup of sugar, and then I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice. That acidity with the sweetness is very, very important. Then we're going to put these on the stove, and we're going to cook them down till they're thick. So we're just going to let these get hot and cook down a little bit, and we're going to preheat our oven to 425. Let's prep our little ramekins. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this butter, and we're going to generously coat all the inside of these ramekins. Bottom, sides, everything, like so. And then we're going to generously sprinkle sugar inside. And so everything is coated thoroughly with butter and sugar, like that. So now I'm going to separate my eggs. We use egg whites for our soufflé, and you want everything to be absolutely clean and dry. You don't want any grease at all. In fact, I rinse out my bowl with very, very hot water, and I rinse out my beaters with very, very hot water so that there's no grease at all. It just makes your egg whites whip better, and it'll make a better soufflé. So we're going to use about 4 egg whites here, and we're going to get those ready, and we want these to come to room temperature. So there you go. So here our raspberries have been cooking down for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and they're all kind of coming apart and integrating. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook them down, and then we're going to strain them through a fine mesh strainer to get out all the seeds. So we just have a beautiful, thick raspberry puree. It smells so good. So now we're going to strain our raspberry puree, and I like to use a pretty fine sieve for this. It's really hot, but that's okay. You just be a little careful. You could let it cool easily. So we're just going to strain this through and get rid of these seeds. It smells so good. And then we'll have a really nice puree like this. So now I've strained my beautiful raspberry puree, and I'm going to do an important part of all cooking. I'm going to taste it. And what am I tasting for? I'm tasting for a balance between sweetness and acidity. I'm tasting for complexity. I'm tasting for brightness. This puree is what's going to carry all the flavor of our soufflés. So first, let's just give it a little taste here. Nom. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract just to give it that complexity, that depth of flavor. And I'm also going to add just a couple of drops of lemon juice because I want to have a little tartness in this sweet, rich raspberry puree. This is going to be what carries the flavor of the soufflés, and we're also going to use it as the sauce for our soufflés. So I've almost got this puree where I want it. It's really good. But just to wake it up a little more, I have this lemon that I got at the store. Of course, I took it home and washed it. I'm going to microplane some lemon zest into my raspberry puree just to give it one more element of deliciousness. So we're ready to make our soufflés. We have our clean egg whites prepped. We have our raspberry puree prepped. We have our mise en place for our cream of tartare, our sugar, and our pinch of salt that we're going to add to our egg whites. So I'm going to start beating these. When they get foamy, I'm going to add a pinch of salt and the cream of tartar. Then I'm going to take them up till they're stiff and shiny. I'm going to add a little bit more sugar, beat them a little further, and then I'm going to fold in this raspberry puree. Then we're ready to bake our soufflés. Let's go. All right, that's what we're looking for, these stiff peaks. As one of my teachers used to say, we want the egg whites to be throwing snowballs. So now I'm gonna put my puree on the side, like so, and I'm gonna fold it in like this, gently, because we don't want to deflate our egg whites. It's way okay if there's streaks of raspberry puree there. This is why you want your puree so concentrated, because that's what really carries the flavor. All right, and then we're gonna put it in our ramekins. And these are little ramekins. And we wanna fill them right up to the top, like so. Be very, very gentle. Kind of smooth that over. And since I have so much, I'm going to make a big one too. So I prepped a bigger ramekin like this, because I've got lots of this, and this is only 4 egg whites. I'm going to fill that up. It's kind of a dramatic dessert. There we go. Let's put these in the oven and pray to the God of soufflés. So my soufflés are in the oven. You saw I whipped them when they were foamy. I added the salt and the cream of tartare. Then I brought them up to stiff peaks. I added 2 more tablespoons of sugar, and then I really let them have it just to build that air in there and get them stiff peaks, shiny. They looked really good. I folded in my raspberry puree, and now they're in the oven. I'm gonna check the little ones in about 6 minutes, not by opening the oven, but just by peeking through the window here and see how they're doing. The bigger one will take a little bit longer, but we'll just sort of play it by ear. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, look at my soufflés. Very, very exciting. We're gonna leave the big one in there to cook a few more minutes. There we go. And then we're gonna sprinkle with a little powdered sugar to garnish. And here. And we're gonna serve it with our raspberry sauce, which when we dig into it, we can just pour inside. So how to eat a soufflé? You just dig right in. Ooh, see, it fell a little bit there. I like to make a little hole, and then I'm gonna pour some of that in there, and I'm gonna take a bite like this. Mmm. It is light as a feather. Mmm. I hope you'll try making soufflés, and I hope you'll consider supporting the Raptor Center and helping our birds who actually do have feathers soar and be healthy and teach us what they know about the environment and help us make the Raptor Center a success today. Thank you so much. Have fun. Yum.